Social media, the platforms by which so many people across the globe used to communicate each day, to the extent that last year alone, an estimated 3.6 billion people were using social media in some capacity. So other than being an introvert, why don't I use social media? Hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment of INTJ Perspective, where I give my personal opinion on a number of different topics. Now before we get started, I want to make note that I'm not including YouTube on this list of social media platforms. Yes, I realize that it is considered a social media platform, but to include it here would be self-defeating for the purposes of this video, because obviously I am here on YouTube. For another, I have my own separate video of opinions about YouTube that I will be creating in the future. With that out of the way, let's get started on my opinions why I don't use these guys. Social media has been around for quite some time, and in the time that has been around, I've had a social media account twice. With each time, I got rid of it for a couple of different reasons. The first reason I don't use social media is that I don't need to know every single detail of someone else's life. What you had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, how your exercise went, any number of different little things like that is just extraneous information that I don't need. And it's not that I don't care, it's just not relevant for me to know it. If you had a major life event, then yes, I would like to know, especially if you're a friend or family member, someone that I'm really close to. If something major happened to you, then I want to know. The other stuff is not so important. If you're excited about it and you want to tell me directly, then I can potentially get excited with you. But to just post something randomly on a social media platform just doesn't do anything for me. And I get it, there are some people that like sharing every single detail, but for me, it's too much information and it takes away from what I'm trying to do. The second reason is the 2 friends at a time rule for INTJs. Now yes, this is a stereotype and a cliche. I personally have a lot of different friends, but when it comes right down to it, I personally prefer to talk to someone one-on-one. And I don't typically spend time with more than 2 or 3 people at a time at the most. Even at big family gatherings, I typically only talk to a few people. And it's just because I prefer to spend my time talking to just a couple people, because then I can better interact with them. I can better communicate with them and get to know them better. I much prefer talking to just 1 or 2 people at a time as opposed to a group, especially to fight through a group to get a message across. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't talk to groups of people, but when it comes to getting to know someone, I much prefer one-on-one. The third reason is that there are too many opinions and too much toxicity. So often there are people that will post an opinion without any facts, and that really bothers me. If you cannot back up an opinion with facts, then it ultimately is a flawed opinion. I personally prefer backing up my opinions with facts. If I cannot, then I will keep my opinion to myself. Now, it doesn't ultimately mean that an opinion is right or wrong if it is not immediately backed up by facts. Because of the opinions, though, that people will post, it starts generating toxicity in the environment of social media as people fight to have their own specific opinion heard. I personally don't see a need in fighting to have my opinion heard. If someone wants to listen to me, then that's great, because ultimately what I'm trying to achieve is not to destroy, not to bring down. I'm trying to open a discussion whereby we can exchange ideas and we can all grow together. Now, social media is not all bad. There have been a lot of good things to come from it. Crimes that otherwise could have gone unsolved, people meeting other people, long lost friends and family members. All of these and more are great things that have come from social media. But for the reasons why I've listed, I will prefer to just stay away. But what do you think? Do you use social media every day? Other than YouTube, of course. Do you like posting the things you do? Or do you just use it casually? Do you agree with me or disagree with me? Drop your comment in the comment section down below. While you're there, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!